Well, the worst kept secret in Counter-Strike finally came to fruition, so subscribe for the news as it happens. Let's get to our story, and it's Falcons finally getting G2's best rifler, Niko. Now, before I go further, let's be honest. He's being offered a shizload of cash, and enough to where anyone watching would probably take it to go play for Falcons. Like, generational type money. You'll never see a single check like this kind of money. But this move really makes me question if Niko just lost his best chance at winning a major. I mean, heck, you guys voted on my poll, his best chance was to stay in G2. But in reality, there's not a thing we can do about it. Niko has made his choice, and he has to stand by it. But really, the most amount of pressure to win is not on Niko. It's on Zonic. You have Magisk and now Niko, and you're likely to go get Heroic's trio. If you don't win with that roster, you're done. D-O-N-E, done. Because not only do you have a trio that made the major playoffs, not only do you have Magisk, a 5-time major winner, you now have a 6-time top 5 player at the helm. There is no excuses after the year Niko had. On LAN, he had a 1.17 rating, a 1.24 impact, and an ADR of an 82.3. And this was the year that he had to IGL too. IEM Dallas, where he was in IGL and still won the chip with Stewie. If you're telling me Zonic can't win with this team or even do well, then you need to look internally instead of getting newer, better players. I mean, look at the previous roster. You had Simple, you had Dupree, you had Sun Pius, you had Magisk, you had Snappy, you had all amazing talent, and you blew that. I mean, look at the generational talent this team has right now. As of the rumor, that heroic trio is good, maybe even great. Magisk still has it in him to be a good player still. And Niko is an elite top 5 player at 27 years old. In theory, this should work. On paper, you have a top 10, maybe even a top 5 roster. But you're overhauling a team that needs to bond and have chemistry. Will that happen immediately? Will it gradually happen over time? Heck, will it happen at all? I mean, heck, you have Blast Bounty Season 1 in less than a couple of weeks. And this team still only has 2 confirmed players on the starting roster. But again, because you have Valve points, and if you get the heroic trio, you get all of the invites to the big events early this year. Which means we'll be able to see if Falcons do well early on, or if big cracks will form early in the season. Time's going to tell if this team is going to be top 10 or just another Falcons team falconing away Niko's career. And right now, I'm begging it won't be the latter. But with G2 parting ways with Niko, it does leave room for Heavy God to be introduced at any given moment, like the rumors are suggesting. But man, Niko, m0NESY, and Malbs is no longer a thing? He left Hunter, his own family. Bro, that's just a cruel thing. But I guess it's not as cruel as Niko still not having a major. That was his best chance, right? Shanghai? With m0NESY? With Malbs? Because seeing this now, I gotta ask, if this Falcons roster fails, is his legacy legitimately tarnished? If Falcons completely burns, not just one top 15 roster, but a second one? What the heck happens? Then again, if this team becomes one of the best in the world and he manages to win a major, Niko will finally have captured that one thing he wanted more than anything else. So believe me when I say, I'm not judging Niko for leaving. He got paid, he will have a great team, and will do his best to prove once again that he is one of the best, if not the greatest rifler in Counter-Strike history. I just hope he knows the risk he's taken and does the best that he can with Falcons. Because if not, then what? Hope you know what you're doing, Niko.